So, I want to talk about how identity and happiness is linked as I am preparing lunch. So, you might see that I'm not really looking at the camera, but well, you can hear what I'm doing. Um, Maybe you can guess what I'm doing. And so, the thing about identity and happiness is that they're so intricately linked that, finding out who you really are is how you find true happiness in life. And I know this from personal experience because I have, had my own set of my time of identity crisis, and I have, decided, okay, I'm going to figure out who I am, um, and I am not gonna let anyone tell me who I am until I have that figured out. And so, on my own journey of trying to figure out, who exactly am um, I discovered that it has that who I am is an expression of joy, of happiness, and because that is fundamental to consciousness, and I am consciousness. I am awareness of everything. So when people like to when people try to define who they are, they like to say, "Oh, I am, this is my name. I am whatever gender. I am, how tall I am. I am." My past experiences, what school I've gone to, where I was born, my nationality, and I am, and then they put certain characteristics of themselves, and they say, I'm someone who is honest, or someone who is kind, or someone who is good at this, or someone who is bad at this. But the thing about all this is, after investigating into them, I realized that they are not actually very reliable. Um, in terms of some the characteristics can change. So you can um at times you can be unkind, at times you can be not honest, you can lose certain skills, you can gain certain skills, and just I this thing becomes so fluid as you change and as you move throughout the world. And so I feel like if something can be changed, it is not really fundamental to who I am. So very early on I was like, oh, what, so who the hell am I, who the heck, what exactly am I? Or I just, you know, the biggest. I just had the biggest identity crisis, and I just anything that can change, I just rejected, and it was a very tough, a weird time for me, and so. But then I started to get clear because you realize that if there is something changing, then that something must be experiencing all that changes. And so who is that something? Who is that constant in the changing? Or is there a constant in the changing? Because there has to be, since someone is observing all these changes, someone is or something is being aware of the fact that things are changing, that I wouldn't always be young, or I wouldn't always be um, living in a certain place, or you know um, or any characteristic that I have defined myself as. And so when you start to realize that you are awareness, that you are consciousness, that you are conscious and aware of all the changes that's happening in you and around you, you start to realize your true identity as something that doesn't have a form, that doesn't um have it's something, I don't know how to say it, but that it is not something you can hold. It is a non-physical thingy. but that is so real because you are it. And that you is naturally at peace and naturally happy no matter what happens, because that is just how it is, and you'll have to experience it and know it to realize. Yeah, and that is why if you want to be happy, you have to know who you really are. So you have to have it. You have to figure that out. So if you're having an identity crisis, I would say that you are actually very lucky because you are about to start on a journey of a lifetime towards your own happiness and towards your own peace, and that's just great, isn't it? And so I hope you find out who you really are, not as a concept in your head, but like really tangibly in your own body, and like you can actually know it to be real. And you do that, and you will naturally know how to do that. I feel like you will be led, and you will know instinctively what you have to do, or like you'll be led to teachers or guides that will help you along in this journey.